Hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the new Leavanny with the fast move of Shadowclaw in the Open Ultra League. Thanks so much for the support in the earlier video for this Pokemon in the Open Great League. If you have not seen my 10-2 run with this Pokemon, then definitely check it out. And yeah, I asked if you want to see another one for the Ultra League, and as you support the last video so much, here we're gonna go. Again, I would also really appreciate your support on this video. Leave a like if you have not done that already and subscribe to the channel. Both are free, both is definitely very helpful for me. And we're gonna go right into the team. We're going to have my favorite Pokemon for the Open Ultra League, and again, which is the Aurorus. Aurorus is a very cool boy. This Pokemon having access to Media Beam, making this a very cool, I don't know, like sweeper usually. I usually use it in the back, but today we're gonna have it in the lead, trying to cover up for the weakness of Flying type Pokemon for the Leavanny. Leavanny being double weak to Flying type Pokemon as well as Fire type Pokemon, making it kinda nearly necessary to have something that has like Rock type coverage around it. If you see my video earlier on, we for example there paired the Dunsparce together with it. Dunsparce not really that viable for the Open Ultra League yet. There is going to be an evolution for Dunsparce eventually, where it's actually going to be viable for the Open Ultra League in the Dude Dunsparce, which is very hilarious, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting Pokemon based on stats. But yeah, right now, that would be a Pokemon that you most likely gonna have in the future, but right now this Pokemon is going to be paired together with the Aurorus, and we will see here quite some interesting battles with it, so definitely stay tuned, as we're going to have the Say-Swap of a Relegator as well, to yeah, have again a very similar team building that I usually have. What do I mean with this? Of course, for people who follow the channel already for a bit longer, I talk quite often about like team building, on how to build really good teams in my opinion. And one of the things that I at least always really like to have is the coverage that I have in the lead also on my Say-Swap. What I mean with this, is what I kind of always say in every kind of video apparently, is that we're going to have an Ice type in the lead. We have a Say-Swap that has an Ice type coverage, and here the Relegator with Ice Beam. Why is that so important? Why would you use your Say-Swap? You use your Say-Swap when you lose the lead. And what are you gonna get out? The Pokemon exactly that does not want to face your lead. And so having the same coverage going to allow you, especially with energy advantage, which you're going to have as a Say-Swap, especially if you have a fast move that generates energy quite fast like Shadowclaw, to punish like those opponents with that play. Here, by the way, we're going to be in a very awkward spot because the opponent has a Togekiss against us, which is going to be able to resist all our charge moves. But do you think Leavanny going to care about it? First charge move coming through, doesn't really matter, doesn't really do too much damage, but again, we're going to have the hardest hitting kind of charge move in the game here. I feel like it's most likely the best charge move in the game that is kind of widely available, which is the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade, 70 damage, 35 energy, ridiculous, and look at the pacing and look what Leavanny is doing here, like literally destroying the opponent. It is madness. We're gonna see here the knockout now with the Hydro Cannon, and we are going to be able to move on to the next opponent. I want to say thank you as well again to yeah, all the people that battled me here today. That was really nice from you. We want to see here the Skuntank against us coming in. We're going to have the Hydro Cannon against them. I think it was a CMP tie, which is of course kind of interesting as the opponent is going to go for their Trailblaze. What you're going to encounter soon as well is quite a bit of lag, which I don't know if that really mattered. You're going to see it here. You see the frame drop. I don't know if it mattered. If I lost one fast move, I would have been definitely able to get to 2 charge moves here. But what we will see as well is, of course, we already saw the Fighting type Pokemon in the lead. We're going to have this Pokemon here now. It is a tough one. We have to hope that there's something for the Leavanny to beat. But apparently the opponent is going to have literally, like if you could literally choose any kind of Pokemon, this would be immediately the perfect hard counter team to our team. There's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna let the moves go through. I'm just gonna forfeit this battle. Nothing I can do. Literally hard won from the get-go, but it is what it is. We can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have the low kicks here in the lead. There's going to be a matchup that, yeah, is going to be a bit of an interesting one. We're going to use a shield against the opponent. There's going to be that Trailblaze coming through against us, and we're going to be able to go for a Weather Wall. Weather Wall is going to get some nice damage onto them, but we have to hope that 2 of them are going to be enough to knock them out. But by the looks of things here, I don't think it is going to be enough. And we're going to be able to get one more fast move in, but not before the opponent can go for the next charge move. Hopefully it's the X, so we're actually going to be able to win the lead matchup. And we can, but in the back is going to be a Tentacruel. And Tentacruel is not so cool for us, and we're going to have a bit of a problem here as well, as we are gonna swap out into the Feraligatr. And you're gonna see here, we're gonna try to go for the Hydro Cannon, which would be, generally speaking, ideal. But they are going to be able to go for the charge move in time before that. Somehow I have missed one turn there again, where I wasn't able to go for the CMP tie, which I should have been able to do. But we can now go ahead and go into our Leavanny, go for a charge move. Leaf Blade is coming through, the opponent lets the move go through, and now it is going to be a powder in the back. And I don't really understand the decision of the opponent to let the move go through there, because it's going to be even a better matchup for us now. We are going to be able to generate, I think, energy at the exact same pace as the opponent, and the opponent has like the Weather Ball as well, which is the same amount of energy as Leaf Blade. But yeah, we're going to be able to outpace them because we had the one fast move advantage, and with this, we're going to be able to do a ton of damage. Yes, they're going to be able to go for their non-stab Weather Ball, which is going to be super effective, but it doesn't really matter as you can go for the full farm down. Generally speaking, I feel like Leavanny is a Pokemon that you should have. Like, you should have for sure. If you haven't seen, again, my first video for the Open Great League, it's going to be linked in the end card as well later on. Leavanny is a Pokemon that is very much worth it. While maybe calculations or whatever don't show the true thing that this Pokemon can do here. Of course, you're going to have a few issues with this Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, like, you have the issue, especially typing-wise. You're going to have a double weakness, you're going to have a lot of other weakness. Bug typing is not a good typing. But come on, like, this Pokemon did so much already for me in both of the videos that you saw. Like, you can't argue with me and tell me, yeah, okay, this Pokemon is bad or whatever. It is not. This Pokemon is awesome. Don't get me wrong, it is not like a Clodsire, it is not the Feraligatrs of the meta because it doesn't have the stats for it, but Leavanny is honestly a Pokemon I would recommend you to have. It is just so much fun to play. Here we're going to encounter a Dragonite against us. That is not ideal. Double Dragon backline from the opponent. There's going to be something that I don't really like so much, at least. But as you can see, we're going to try our best to, yeah, still win with our Leavanny. Maybe this was was generally speaking quite a lot of mistakes. A, I should have went for Leaf Blade here. B, I should have not used the shield. Ice move, of course, does more damage than, for example, a Dragonclaw from the opponent's Dragonite, so that's a bit silly. And I feel like if maybe I went for double Leaf Blade, I would have been able to put them into farm down range for my Feraligatr. Leaf Blade does, I think, 5 more damage compared to the Exa. I guess, nah, I don't think I would have been able to get them in range. I think I would have lost no matter what I would have done here, so it is what it is. That's totally fine. We can move on to the next opponent. Aurorus against the Granbull. Granbull, honestly, if you've been watching the channel, Granbull is one of my favorite Pokemon in terms of trying to play funny teams. Because Granbull, yes, Shadow Charm is quite ridiculously strong, like it is a very good moveset there. But if you know me, I usually run Snarl, Crunch, and the Close Comment on this Pokemon, which I think in nowadays meta would not be really possible to work out. Like, there are too many poison type Pokemon currently around to play Granbull. There are next to no steel type Pokemon, so it is a bit of an issue there. But yeah, definitely interesting to see this Pokemon again. We're going to see the Gengar there as well from the opponent, going down to just one of our charge moves, which is quite good for us. We're going to be able to let the move go through. I can still survive a hit. And we have 2 super effective hits here against the opponent. We have either the Ice Beam from our Feraligatr, but we're also going to have the Stab Exeter from our Leavanny, which we're going to try to rely on here as well. Leavanny with 2 shields against the opponent. There's not a lot that they can do about it. Exeter is going to connect now, is going to do some super effective damage, allowing us to get a ton of damage onto that Guzzlord. As I swap out into the Granbull, we're going to go for the full farm down. This might be a 2-shield flex against the opponent, as the Exeter is going to deal enough damage to knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent. Let's see what we're going to have here for the next one. We're going to have the Runerigas. Take a look at my team, take a look at Runerigas. Where is it going to go? It has a no play against our entire team, which is quite hilarious. But let's see here. We're going to encounter the opponent's Clefable next, which is interesting. We're going to be able to use a shield here just in case we have Meteor Mash. Like, that's the thing as well. Not everybody is always running Swift. Swift is cool, Swift is decent, don't get me wrong, Swift is a very solid move, but not all of the time everybody is running Swift. And so it is kind of decent for us to be a bit more careful towards it. We're going to have a Pangaro next. Pangaro has the one awkward thing for me. Pangaro has access to the move Close Combat, which can reach after just 5 fast moves on its own, and that is not ideal because it has the same pacing as Feraligatr, and as you had to swap out, we're going to be a bit behind them. But what we have now as well is the option to wait out the switch clock and go back into my Leavanny. I know their team already like now fully, so I know where I have to align myself and how I can have to align myself. As I'm gonna go back into the Runerigas, I have now the option to go into my Auroras and do some super effective damage against them, as here the Shadow Ball is coming through. We're going to be able to go for the Weather Ball. It is going to be hopefully enough to get them low enough that we can farm down, but it is not. Actually, I thought the Weather Ball would do way more damage, but it actually doesn't matter because we can still reach another one in time. That is quite important, as now it is down to the Pangoro to win the battle. We have to go for the Leaf Blight. The opponent goes for a charge move, and here it depends. Do they get the boost or not? If they would get the boost here, this game might be over, because maybe they would do enough damage then to knock me out with another charge move. I'm not too sure if they got the boost or not. But we can go for another Leaf Blade. Is it going to be enough? It is not, and so we have to hope that they didn't get the boost here and that we can still survive a charge move. Well, let's find out. Together, it is a no boost from the opponent. We can win the battle. Moving on to the second to last battle here for today, we're going to encounter Ferrothorn on the lead. This is going to be a Pokemon that we are definitely weaker to, like there are quite a lot of weaknesses on our team against this Pokemon, and so we have to be a bit careful. What we will see here is as well that we are going to be able to go ahead, go for another charge move. Icy Wind is coming through, all quite lovely, as now we are Icy Wind. I say always Icy Wind to this move, it's a Weather Ball. I have no idea, like, if I said Icy Wind before as well to this, I'm sorry, but I am just silly with this kind of stuff. I always also, even when I do like the graphics on the right side or whatever, I usually, for Weather Ball, I always throw in Icy Wind for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, it is what it is. We're going to be able to go for an Ice Beam also. Speaking of Weather Ball, I have that weird idea, and this weird thing that I really would like to do is a team that have every single Weather Ball type. And yes, it is possible with the normal cast form, I think, because you have the normal and rock Weather Ball there. Then you just need the water and the fire one, I think, and then you should be done. No, you need ice as well. Ah, shit. Okay, so you're not going to be able to do every single Weather Ball, but you can do a quadruple Weather Ball team. If you want to see a quadruple Weather Ball team, then let me know down in this comment section. I always say description for no reason at all. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to have the Drift Beam here. I make a mistake. What I should have done is not go for this charge move yet. Why should I have not gone for this charge move yet? Because I needed energy. I need more energy for the next matchup. I don't think it was really possible to win no matter what, but I should have not went straight for the Leaf Blade. I should have went up to 100 energy first, just so I can get to 2 charge moves against that Ferrothorn, but I think with the debuff, the extra would have not done enough damage anyway. But even now, we are so close to winning the battle. If I actually went ahead and went for the Leaf Blade there, I might have been able to still knock them out even with the extra, but it is what it is. We can move on to the final battle. Good game to the opponent there. Okay, Drapion, I have to say, I was a bit distracted here for the beginning of the battle because I was trying to do the background graphics already, so sorry about that one. It is what it is. But we're going to have here the charge move coming through. I went just for the shield here, which I didn't really want to do. I go for the big charge move now against the opponent's Drapion. Also, slow charging apparently is available there. That's when you know them already transferring the battles over onto my PC from all the battles I did here. I'm going to be able to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball against them now, boosted by 1 stage, doing quite some decent damage. They go for another charge move, and based on what I saw before, I'm fairly certain I'm going to be able to survive this one. And they swap out into a fighting type Pokemon in Virizion. Great play there by them. Just a bit slow for me to swap out. But at least we're going to have a very solid matchup here, as we are going to be able to resist every single charge move, and not every single charge move, every single move the opponent has right now. There is a charge move of Stone It, which would do quite a lot of damage against us, but they're not running it, and so we have only resisted damage. But as you're gonna see here, this is like the one weakness of Leavanny. You just don't have the bulk compared to other Pokemon. But still, honestly, again, as said before, especially for the Great League, I feel like Great League Leavanny is better than Ultra League Leavanny, because Ultra League is more important in that you have bulk, to be fair. But I feel like it is definitely better here. Also, shout out to the opponent here, running in the Amoonguss is quite ridiculous. That's really cool. I think it was maybe even a hundo here. I don't know, like 2420. I don't know what Amoonguss stats actually are, but yeah, very cool from the opponent here having a Shadow Amoonguss against us. Shout out to you. I love when I play against some Spicer. Like, yeah, shout out to you. Very much fun to see here this kind of Pokemon in this meta. I actually have a hundo Fungus, so I can maybe even go for the Amoonguss as well with it. I don't really want to actually check real quick on how high this Pokemon can get. I can check my Shadow Recruit, yeah, this must be like a Hundo or Mungus or something, so that was kind of crazy. But yeah, we're going to be able to win the final battle. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.